Hey guys, I'm Dr.KEVIN from St. John's Medical College, and by God's grace I've been able to secure rank 6 in the MCH neurosurgery exam of NIMHANS 2019. The purpose of this video is just to give you an insight into what my journey was and what my strategy was for preparing for the NIMHANS exam, and how POSITIVEMEDPG helped me to achieve my dream of studying at NIMHANS. My NIMHANS rank was rank 6 with a score of 75. And in this exam, I attempted all 100 questions, and I got 59 out of 70 right in the common paper and 27 out of 30 right in the neurosurge paper. What NIMHANS tends to focus on is basic concepts in each of the subjects, and mostly one-liner questions. There aren't too many long clinical reasoning based questions. So it's very similar to NEET, which is why it's absolutely essential that you do well in NEET for the neurosurgery paper or the neurology paper. The first, and this is repeated very often, the most important textbook to read is Harrison's textbook of medicine. All the topics in neurology from Harrison, preferably, especially the tables and the charts that are given in Harrison. This is something that you will see across a lot of NIMHANS videos, and it really is that important, because sometimes NIMHANS tends to directly lift lines out of Harrison and make questions out of them. So it's really crucial that you study all the topics under the neurology unit in Harrison. Also, there are a few topics in different units, like for example, meningitis comes under infectious diseases. There is a neurocritical care which comes under the critical care unit. So any chapter that is neuro related in Harrison must be read preferably. So that's the first step for neuro. Harrison is the first. The second thing is, now this is where POSITIVEMEDPG really helped me, because first of all, they covered all the neuro related subjects within a week. It was just 7 days of intensive coaching at Chennai for just neuro-related topics. So it was started off by Dr. Manoranjan, who covered neuromedicine, along with the updates from the most recent edition of Harrison, which is the 26th edition. There are a lot of neurologically relevant updates in the 26th edition of Harrison, and Sir made it a point to thoroughly cover it and made sure that we understood what the potential questions from there were. Although I must say that there were no questions from the 26th edition, it is still really important that we understand those concepts and be ready for anything that NIMHANS might throw at us. So that was neuromedicine by Dr. Manoranjan. In 7 days, the faculty at POSITIVEMEDPG managed to cover the entire neuro-related syllabus, and that's something that's really, it was really commendable. It also made me really comfortable with my NIMHANS preparation. So so the notes that I made at those classes formed the majority of my learning for neuro. So just two things for the neuro portion. One is Harrison. The other for me was the classes at POSITIVEMEDPG and the notes that I had made from those. So that's about the study material. So the first thing I did was read the chapters from Harrison and make notes from them. This is really important. It's important to make notes because you need something to revise just before a few days before the exams. So the first reading of Harrison you can do in January and make notes from them. I found that because I had an online version of Harrison, just copying certain important points onto a Word document and then putting them together really helped. So that was something I did in January, along with doing the previous year's NIMHANS papers. Now this is something that was really drilled into us by Dr. Manoranjan. Sir kept saying that toppers are ruthless with repeats. And the last thing was, of course, the POSITIVEMEDPG course, which happened in the last week of January. So these are the three things I did in Jan. One was read Harrison, make notes from Harrison. 2, solve the NIMHANS previous year's papers. And 3, attend the POSITIVEMEDPG classes. Now this is what I did. The fact that it was restricted to 1 week really helped me schedule the rest of my preparation the way I wanted to. That gave me that freedom. Whereas there were a few other courses by other coaching institutes that were stretched out and didn't have a definite schedule. So that's why I chose Positive. I was talking about the mock tests, and this is another area where Positive really helped me. They have the POLS online exams, which is just basically a series of 5 mock tests, and you give them at a period in time, and they give you a detailed analysis of what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and what you need to work on. And they're all personally given by Dr. Manoranjan himself, so that personal touch, that someone is actually looking at your exams and evaluating them and telling you where you as an individual need to improve on, that really helps and motivates you a lot. In fact, I found that my average score over the 5 polls exams was around 75, which ended up being my score at the NIMHANS exam. So these exams are for whatever specialty you want to do. So I only attempted neurosurgery based exams, so that is up to you. We also had a WhatsApp group where sir would post about 20 questions a day, and we'd discuss the answers to them. If there were any doubts, they would be clarified. The most important thing for me, I found, was the constant motivation and push to keep studying for NIMHANS, because actually preparing for NIMHANS is tricky, because a lot of your friends are going to have finished their NEET and they're going to be relaxing, but you need to keep reminding yourself that if NIMHANS is your objective, then you have to keep working for it. And Sir always pushed us to do about 12 to 14 hours a day of studying. Now, I found that I couldn't actually reach 12 to 14 hours, but pushing for that ensured that I reached at least 10 hours on most days. So, and you need that level of intensity of preparation, especially in the last 1-2 months before the NIMHANS exam. You need to have that much intensity, because this is a highly competitive exam with very few seats. Now I want to talk about the most important part about preparing for NIMHANS, and that's the mindset. The first thing is that you have to be completely clear that this is what you want to do. So in my case, I was sure that I wanted to do neurosurgery. From the time of my internship, I was pretty clear that that was the specialty I wanted to focus on, and that clarity is what drives you to those 3 months, drives you through those 3 months when no one else is studying. Okay, because the people around you are going to be happy with their NEET seats, but you have to remind yourself that if this is what you set yourself out to do, then you have to go there and achieve it. So it keeps you, so being clear with what your objective is keeps you motivated and moving forward. The other important thing is that the NEET results will come somewhere during your preparation for NIMHANS, and you have to learn to keep them aside. Now, in conclusion, I'd like to first of all thank God, because none of this would have happened without him. I'd like to thank my parents, who never let me settle for anything less than the institution that I was capable of getting. To all my teachers, both at St. John's as well as POSITIVEMEDPG, who really put their heart and soul into preparing me for this exam. And most of all, I'd like to thank all the faculty and the support staff at POSITIVEMEDPG for helping me achieve my dream. Thank you. I wish you all the best as you prepare for NIMHANS and whatever other competitive exams you set your heart on.